This is a CBS News special. I'm John Dickerson in New York. Good morning. We're covering the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania.
If you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Everybody's screaming drop, and you can see the blood like splatter on his face, and the Secret Service just barricades him.
I heard screams, and I heard another pop, and I seen just chaos and emotion everywhere.
To carry this day in my memory for the rest of my life, like, I'll never forget this. Nobody will ever forget this.
It's hard to unhear those bullets. It's hard to unhear the screams of people who would hear some of their kids.
The FBI stands with the people of Butler County in western Pennsylvania, and our hearts go out to the victims of this heinous act.
There's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this.
Here are the facts as we know them. It's not yet clear whether former President Trump was grazed by a bullet or shards of glass, but he was not otherwise injured. One bystander was killed. Two others were hit and are listed in critical condition at a hospital in Pittsburgh. Police said the victims were all men, but their names have not been released. The 20-year-old gunman was shot and killed by a member of the Secret Service. The rally had only just started, with the former president addressing a chart on immigration numbers when suddenly pops were heard. Some witnesses said it sounded like firecrackers. Trump's hand moved to his right ear like he'd been bitten by something. The bullet had flown so close to his head that New York Times campaign photographer Doug Mills captured it. The Secret Service agents rushed to the stage, covering Trump like a jacket, pushing him to the ground. As he was being led away from the stage, a defiant Trump raised his fist into the air to cheers of the crowd. This morning, Trump posted on his social media account, "God alone who prevented the unthinkable from happening," and said, "It is more important than ever we stand united and show our true character as Americans." One question that is already being asked is, how did the gunman get so close to the former president? He positioned himself on top of a building about 200 to 300 feet from the stage, and with a clear shot. President Biden returned to the White House last night and spoke with Trump by phone. He condemned the attack, saying there's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. CBS News congressional correspondent Scott Macfarlane was at Trump's rally in Pennsylvania and heard the gunshots ring out. Scott, good morning.
John, a monumental, staggering failure. It should have been a uniquely safe event. Former president wounded, one of his rally goers killed, others injured, and all of this with untold damage to the fiber and fabric of our country.
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old.
Minutes into a rally for the presumptive Republican presidential nominee, shots rang out. Donald Trump could be seen grabbing the side of his head before being swarmed by Secret Service. Erin Autenreith was in the front row.
When he turned to the right, I could see the blood from the top of the ear to the bottom.
It's not yet clear whether Trump was hit by a bullet or glass, but blood could be seen across the side of his face as Secret Service agents ushered him off stage. Trump said in a social media post he was injured when a bullet pierced the upper part of his right ear. New York Times photographer Doug Mills captured the moment the bullet flew past Trump's head. He could be seen raising a fist in the air as Secret Service agents escorted him to a nearby motorcade.
He started shooting. Bow, 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 bow. About 4 to 5 shots rang out.
New video from TMZ shows the gunman firing at the former president before being shot and killed by a Secret Service sniper. The FBI has identified the shooter as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks of nearby Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, seen here accepting his high school diploma in 2022. A motive for the shooting is still unknown.
Right now, we're tracking down all leads and doing all interviews and tracking anything that we can regarding suspicious locations, vehicles, locations, interviewing individuals. So it's all related to this event.
Law enforcement sources tell CBS News crooks fired an AR-style rifle from the top of a shed about 200 to 300 feet away from where Trump was speaking. At least one spectator was killed, and 2 others were injured.
Somebody over there was screaming, he's been shot, he's been shot. So I made my way over. I said, I'm an emergency department physician. Let me help you. The guy had spun around and was jammed between the benches. He had a headshot here. There was lots of blood, and he had brain matter.
Witnesses said they spotted the gunman and even pointed him out to security before he started shooting.
I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
Law enforcement defended their security preparations at a press conference late Saturday.
In their defense, what I would want to say is it is incredibly difficult to have a venue open to the public and to secure that against any possible threat, against a very determined attacker.
President Biden returned to the White House overnight, and aides for both men said they spoke on the phone.
There's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this.
This was expected to be Trump's final stump speech before the Republican National Convention begins Monday in Milwaukee. Minutes before he walked on stage, multiple sources said Trump was poised to potentially announce his pick for vice president, and that in recent days he'd met with Florida Senator Marco Rubio, North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, and Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, who updated reporters on the former president's condition.
I've heard he's doing okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
thank you.
John, in his social media post, the former president says his prayers are going to those who were wounded on those rafters behind him.
Scott, you were there. Tell us about where this rally was taking place, what it felt like. This is, regular old politics, retail politics done on a weekend. It is often a joyous and an atmosphere of celebration and delight.
Yeah, Butler County is one county north of Pittsburgh. It's a heavy Trump political county. This is in one of the more rural stretches of Butler County. It was at a farm event center, the type of place you go to see a farm show. I saw so many families there, so many children there. When the shots rang out, John, those of us who were on those elevated press rafters with the cameras had the luxury of jumping down and sheltering beneath the rafters. We had a place to hide. But in that crowd, standing room only, shoulder to shoulder, people had nowhere to hide. They could try to get on the ground. They could try. And what I can't unhear are the screams of some of those children, the parents of those children, people colliding with each other with nowhere to go as shots rang out of what was supposed to be the safest place around.
Scott, thank you.